Where were you before working together?
I had some really bad luck happen to me. I was working at a place and I actually got contacted by a recruiter, come to another place. They hired me. I'd gone through the background and given my notice to the previous job, worked out my notice, and I was informed 2 days before I was supposed to start that they no longer had a job for me due to them selling off a part of the company. And so I got thrown into unemployment. I started looking on my own for about a month, and the level I was really looking for I was just not getting the leads I wanted to. And I wanted to match what I had just been previously accepted. And so I got into the program and I started kind of viewing your modules and followed the process you guys had lined out there. And then suddenly started getting more contacts with people I wasn't getting contacts with before, and started an interview process. And I actually ended up getting 2 offers soon, basically almost at the same time. And I went with the one that I felt more comfortable with, was more aligned of exactly what I was looking for, and the money was better and worked out.
At what the point, people get say they need additional help?
I don't want to just keep doing this on my own and take something that my heart's not really in, and I know I need a job, but not what I want to do long term. So I'm going to look at some of these executive type recruiting programs, and I looked at yours, and I talked to one other, I can't remember the other name of the police that I talked to. And honestly, the reason I really liked yours is your people got back to me immediately. One of the other places I talked to, they're like, well, yeah, we could maybe start something with you in 8 to 10 weeks from now. And I'm not waiting 8 to 10 weeks. I
want to be hired in 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah. And so your people were right on it, got everything. Everything was following the thing. And what I did was I decided I was going to go all in with your program, and that I'm going to watch the videos, I'm going to do the training and follow the process. And honestly, the first interview I did after I watched one of your things and I asked the 2 questions and everything else, all of them, all the interviewees, even one that didn't end up working out because they just had somebody that was more in line with what they had experience in the exact industry. The guy even called me after the fact and goes, the only reason we didn't hire you is because we got somebody that has already actually worked in this specific industry and the customer you're working with. Because, but you're one of the best interviews I've ever had. The guy, he didn't hire me, but he told me that. Yeah. And he goes, you got to the point of the interview that we didn't get stuck in the fluff of asking meaningless questions and that weren't going anywhere. So I followed the process and it seemed to work out well.
What'd you find most valuable about working together?
I think the automation was good. I think getting myself in front of just recruiters. I've turned the automation off, but I still have people sending me messages on LinkedIn now asking, we could talk. And so I think that was a really cool tool. I had done some of the reaching out to people on my own on LinkedIn before, but only when I saw a job. The funny thing about the role I ended up getting is the job wasn't posted.
Yep.
And so I'd already made a connection and got it going when they had started their process. I'd always just contacted people I know that had posted a job just to try to get my name out there. So I thought that was really beneficial. And I thought you guys did a really good job on my resume too.
Excellent. Yeah, those are the best jobs to get when you could, get the ones that aren't posted and help put your emphasis on what they need.
I've done a lot of interviews in my life, and I will say these are the 3 smoothest interviews I've ever had because they kind of liked answering my questions right away, and then it just ended up more of a general conversation than a structured, boring interview is what I would call them.
Where did you kind of end up?
I'm actually paid the highest rate I've ever been paid in my life.
Nice.
My background is in trucking and transportation and logistics. I've got 15 years of experience in it. I have a manager on each site. I have a team at each site, but I'm like the area director. And we provide, like I said, third-party carrier services to companies like Caterpillar. We also have one of my sites is GE. The company's headquartered in Indianapolis, where I actually grew up in Indiana. So that was my one thing.
I was a military recruiter up in Indianapolis.
And the one thing that really hit us off was the fact that I was able to sell. We had that common thing that I was from Indiana and the company was headquartered in Indiana, and kind of followed that thing you guys had.
Use every commonality you can.
Yeah, absolutely.